Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome to episode number 19 of my Leeds United FIFA 16 career mode series. And today, this is a big episode because we're going to be heading into the second season into the Premier League after gaining promotion from the Championship in the first season, finishing first as well. We were first for the majority of the season as well. So for a lot of episodes, we were just kind of expecting this. I know I was, and probably you guys as well, just expecting to get to the end of the season and getting promoted, and it did happen. So I'm happy with that. Also, you know the story with Brendan Galloway, kind of the reason we did ask for more money so we could actually sign him up. We didn't have much before then, so we can sign him for the 900k, which is a pretty good fee considering his value now is 1.5 million. His value was around that 900k or just hitting a million when we signed him on loan in the first season. But before we officially go into the second season into the Premier League, we will do later in this episode, but I want to give you a review of some things like the youth squad and also the player stats throughout the season, and of course the end of season squad report to see how players have progressed and maybe some players decreased. But Olivier Boscagli had the most appearances at 45. Antonucci and Wood shared the spoils in the goals tally with 11 each, and as you can see, Wood had some assists, but unfortunately Antonucci didn't have any. So yeah, he didn't really provide anything in that avenue, but he still scored goals, was an important player. And I noticed I didn't really give away many cards, like no red cards, and in terms of yellow cards, nothing major as well. The highest was like 4 from Bamba, so I'm pretty happy how I play without giving away a lot of fouls, and especially, I don't really give away a lot of cards. That was really good. No player got over 4 yellow cards, obviously, so you're not missing through suspension. We had no suspensions in the season. I'm pretty happy with that. And you can see clean sheets as well, but I don't think, we'll have anyone there because you can see Turnbull was at the bottom, I think, because our other goalkeeper we did end up selling, who was a goalkeeper for the majority of the season. But don't forget, we have Victor Valdez coming in, a big signing for the team, former Barcelona player, but recently coming from Manchester United. So here's the squad ranking. I'm not sure if many people who do career mode series show squad rankings. Like, everyone likes to show squad reports, but I feel the squad ranking is pretty important as well. It's not crucial, but it's good to see, get a gauge on who's playing well. And here's squad report. Sam Byram is very important. Obviously moved to West Ham in real life. A lot of you guys maybe think I should sell him, but I won't actively sell him. I'd only consider if actually West Ham make an offer, because if I sell him to another team, that won't even be realistic that way anyway. But you did see Boscagli went +8 in a season. That's one of the best I've had, especially from a first team. Of course, he's young, but from actually a first team player. Even though he starts a season at 17 years old, he's not just a youth player not playing games. You know, those guys you can train a lot. But yeah, Boscagli is going to be a beastly centre-back in the future if he isn't right now. Dongu Safak had a pretty good season in terms of improving as well, +5. But this Premier League season, I'm going to really need him to step up. Jeffren moved up to a 70 overall. We will look to sell him. Of course, we signed him on a free transfer. He really lacks in stamina, though. Cannot play a lot of games in a row. Daniel Amaral, of course, the beastly youth player we got through, 71 overall right now at 17 years of age. You know, he did have that 90 potential. It was like minimum 91 and maximum 94 or something like that. And he's got 5-star skills as well. He's also got 84 agility. So some people think he might lack physically, but he's got that 84 agility, so that makes him a bit quicker. Obviously, some other physical attributes lack, but again, 84 in the agility, that kind of makes up for that. And that will keep improving. I feel what I've seen with his development so far, that attribute's been increasing. So yeah, definitely he's not one of those youth players that's not increasing at all in any of his physicals. He is improving, not rapidly, but he's improving enough at a decent rate, at a rate you would expect anyway. You can't expect to be sprint speed and everything going up like every single month, just gradually at a normal level. But all these other players as well, like the biggest interest for me was Boscagli. So we're going to go, to finish. He was the key player of this season in terms of developing and was a really important signing. Really, he was one of our better players this season. His value's gone up to 5 million. Galloway accepts there. You can see offered transfer sum 900k. That was way back earlier in the season, at the start of the first season, when we made that loan to buy offer. And there we're finishing off the deal right now with the buying part of the bargain. And he was decent when he played, even though like Charlie Taylor was key at left back. Didn't get a look in too much, Galloway, but he can play centre back as well. You know, he's one of those fullbacks that doesn't have high attacking work rate. He's got medium for attacking and then defensive work rate. So he can actually play a centre back role without making runs forward while playing at a centre back. I know people are kind of not really for that, like if you have a centre back with high attacking work rate, but saying that a guy like Sergio Ramos does, and you know how good Sergio Ramos is, because obviously he used to be a right back in the day, and again training more of the similar players, because I thought if I've been training these guys, they've been improving, I want to keep improving them, and they may be close to be improving in their next attributes, but I feel with Boss Cagley, those higher attributes, like all mid 80s, are getting close to be now. They're not going to be developing too quickly because they're getting to be a higher attribute now. So he's obviously going to start a lot of games. He's probably our first choice centre back, and then I may think we need to sign another one getting into the second season. You'll see our transfer budget and all of that, but yeah, he's going to be starting a lot of games, so he'll still get development because of that and because of his age as well, still only 18. But I love this end of the season. You get to do so many training sessions, and look at that, Dongu Safak. I'm going to be really working on that finishing, even though it's 69 right now. That's a decent rating. But anyway, even with the scouts, we don't want to be going for another scout right now. We don't have money, and even putting a scout out to scout, if that makes sense, to find some new players. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to save as much money as possible. But yeah, with Dongu Safak, I want to get his finishing attribute at least to the mid-70s, because he's already got good shot power. That's over 80. It's almost mid-80s. So yeah, I'll be looking to improve finishing at least to mid-70s, and I feel we need him to step up to score goals consistently this season. We need to be rotating our strikers more, because who knows what our transfer budget's going to be, who knows what signings we can make, and at that point anyway, you're going to see that in this video, but I didn't know before I saw that. I got the Manager of the Year award, which is pretty cool. We finished first pretty easily at the end of the season. You can see by 6 points. Teams got a bit close in different occasions during the season, different times during the season, but no one, at the end of the day, they all didn't contend enough against us. So we did win the league title as expected, but I did alter my expectations throughout the season with asking for some more. So with this setup there, it was going to take a while, so I just quickly skip to the end of it there so we can get straight into the Premier League now. We're there, you can see our name in 6th at the minute. Maybe the highest will be all season, who knows, but it's good to be. And one thing to note, we're the only United that says the whole word United, with Manchester and Newcastle with just UTD, so that's something cool as well. Obviously that's just with the limits of characters, I guess, but either way it still counts. Domestic Cup, they want us to reach the round of 32, which is, I think that's possible. We'll just have to see. League objective, the thing is, league objective for this season is just to avoid relegation, which is pretty good. But talking about that transfer budget, and you can see the expectations there as well, just to avoid relegation, which made me so happy, because I feel I can still win enough games to do that. But 15 million and 70k on the wage budget. I was scared going to this season. I thought I would struggle to get something like 10 million or something. 15 million, that's a really good figure. It was more than I thought I was going to get. Maybe leave in your thoughts how much you thought I was going to get. I was surprised. I would have been, this is what I would have been happy with. I would have been happy with maybe 11 or 12, but I thought that would have been the maximum. I really wanted to get more than 10 million, because just if it was under 10 million, I could probably only make one signing. That's a really good signing, a really good player. But now I could probably make two, and maybe then a young player. So I'm pretty happy, and maybe a guy on loan as well. So maybe potentially 4 signings or so, I think, first team signings as well, not just young players that'll be good in the future. Won't really be, they'll be our youth players. That's what you use the youth team and the scouting feature for, to bring through those regenerated kind of players. And again, with the training, Lewis Cook, I want to add another aspect to his game. Obviously, he's a good passer. He's decent defensively as well, like that defensive midfield type. But I want to improve his shooting and his finishing. So long shots, and that kind of thing outside of the box, that will just add more to his game because he doesn't really have that at the minute. He's pretty poor in terms of finishing and taking those long shots. You can see shot power is about 67, so we're looking to improve that. Boskagli as well, as I mentioned with him. Does anyone know a difference between El Rondo and 1-on-2 defending, at least when you're simulating it? I guess if you're playing them and you find one easier than the other, that makes sense. I'm not sure if there's a difference when you're simulating them anyway. Again, some D's and C's, nothing too special on that occasion. But now I'm going to go through the part where I transfer list some players that I don't think I'll be using and good enough. Liam Cooper, he could have seemed like a player at the start of the first season anyway. That could be a player for us. But I think the signing of Boskagli got in the way of him, and Boskagli got some, great development. But Cooper, he just didn't really develop at all because we didn't play him. It's just the way it goes. You got to be improving your team, and sometimes those lower rated players, they just don't get the development needed because the player you bring in to replace them is obviously a better player. So yeah, I feel a bit bad for him, kind of, but that's the way football goes sometimes. So I'm transfer listing the majority of players that are not 70 overall at a minimum. I'll be looking to let go, but there may be exceptions like Stuart Dallas, because the only reason we lack wingers, I feel we need more wingers, and same case with Byram again. I'm not going to actively look to sell him, even though he moved to West Ham in real life, as I already mentioned, unless West Ham come to me and make a bid. Yeah, that's the only time I consider, but again, I'll make the same counters as I would with other teams, but I probably don't want to counter, with other teams, because he's an important player. I only would with West Ham, and it has to be a reasonable fee. Because I'm definitely not going to actively look to sell him, because again, as I already mentioned, if I sell him to another team, it's still going to seem unrealistic. For those of you that think it's unrealistic if I keep him and don't sell him, it's only realistic if he actually moves on to West Ham. And if you want to go very in depth about being realistic, it has to be the exact same transfer price as well. Because if you want to be realistic, you have to go by all the reasons. If you want to, play that way, I suppose, or want me to play that way. So Valdez joined, and he's actually 83 rated now. I'm pretty sure he starts FIFA 16 as an 82 rated player. So a guy of his age, you might think, oh, he's not a great signing because he might decrease because he's 34 now. Well, he's improved 1 overall since the start of the first season. So even if he goes back 1 overall, he's still the same overall as he started at. So he's ahead of schedule already. So that's very, very crucial, and I expect him to save us a lot. Also, Charlie Austin is the same. He's a guy you may expect, or you're not surprised if he grows. He would have started at 25 years old, now 26, but he's improved to 79 overall. Wasn't he like 77 overall? So he's gone +2 in the first season. He's got great finishing, headering accuracy as well. Shooting power is 85, really, really good. He's got the power header trait. So with him and Wood, we've got 2 really big strikers. Maybe we could utilize crosses a bit more, because I know there's going to be a guy in the box that can win a header. At least when I bring Dongu Safak on, it will be a different case. But at least one of them will still probably be on the pitch, so we will have a target to go for. So maybe some wingers with a bit of pace that can whip in some crosses I may be going for. And you can see here with those signings we brought in, all the players purchased this season are right up there with the highest ratings. Like Valdez and Austin, those pre-contract signings are easily our best players. Maybe apart from Boskagli, he's a good rated player as well. But I'm going to leave it there. We shall be getting into the preseason games in the next episode. Drop a like if you would like to see that. Sorry I couldn't get too much more into the second season, as we had to round up the kind of finishings of the previous season with squad reports and those other things, which I'm sure you want to see, especially end of season squad report. Important to see the development of the players. But drop a like if you'd like to see the next episode shortly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.